Week 10, Bucs week, return of the Mac. There it is. Let's talk about it on the Terror Dome.
Turn it up, Jado.
Good morning, everyone. It is 10/28, 11/7/2024. You're on with the Terror Dome. I apologize for being fashionably late, but I wanted to give y'all the best I can possibly give you. And that included me getting off of work and putting together the things in my head that needed to be visually stimulating to you guys as you look at it. Pause. Shout out to everybody who's here right now and all those that are coming on as we speak. Pause again. Callie Young, what's up, Terror Dome? Once again, rest in paradise to music icon Quincy Jones. I did a little something Tuesday. It was late Tuesday. I got a lot going on in terms of business and in the 911 center, and we're doing changeover and everything. But I had to shout out the immortal, the stupendous, the incomparable, the soundtrack of my life, the man, the myth, the legend, the longevity, the 91 years, the everything that is Quincy Jones. You just absolutely spot on, right, correct. Man, coming up, USA for Africa, man, to put all of those egos and stars all together and do that, man. And he's been around just Michael Jackson. You can stop right there. That's a career right there, off the wall. And for those who are true Michael fans, Off the Wall was his man, Off the Wall was his masterpiece. And Quincy Jones did that one and then backed it up with Thriller, Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way. The list just goes on. Secret Garden, Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter 23, and I'm forgetting them as I speak, but remembering them with such vividness. The Color Purple, In the House with LL Cool J. He produced that, as well as pretty much put the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on a major network. I've heard stories of him just having execs over and he saw something. And I think that, shout out Telvin Campbell, I put something on Twitter that, half the country was feeling some kind of way on the election. Shout out and congratulations to Donald Trump for his win. Sorry, Carmela. It ain't gonna happen, but a lot of people are feeling a little some kind of way, and you needed optimism, and nothing was better than Quincy Jones's from his album Back on the Block, when Tevin Campbell sings "Tomorrow will be better, you better me." Oh man, Quincy just did it all. Quincy, he was with Ray Charles on that Back on the Block in the Secret Garden. Come on, y'all, Secret Garden. Boy, let me tell you what, boy. Let me say, I think that was. I don't want to get myself in trouble, but music really played into my development as a young man at one time. So does football, and so does God himself. But music just tips me. And when that Secret Garden came up, boy, it was a good time. I was about 20 years old, and I was doing what 20-year-old men do. I hadn't met my wife yet. Amen. But uh, yeah, I can remember those times. Michael Jackson, remember the time. Look at that. Yeah, shout out incredible, immortal Quincy Jones. Rest in power, Quincy Jones. Choa Lure is out there in the building. Good morning, Terror Dome. Hope you and your family doing well. And good morning, Golden Dreamer. Oh, all right, all right. I'm seeing that Dreamer, Doma. Hey, I like it as long as it's gold. I'm just like man, the golden time of day. Thinking back to my man Frankie Beverly and Mays, living my life like it's golden. Jill Scott in that 49er, Scarlet and Gold. It is what it is, y'all. Do y'all feel it? Do you sense it? Do you feel it? Just be a golden domer, man. Golden domer. Your minds are beautiful. Your minds are stupendous. They're wonderful. They're first in line. You're a golden domer, because you on with the Terror Dome. 73 old school. Good morning to all. It's time to go on a run. Boy, you ain't said nothing but a word. My man Jason, Captain Niner, Massey Talofa, Faithful, Tanisha in the building. Oh, there go my girl. Good morning, Terror Dome and Golden Domers. Peace and blessings to you all. And back at you 1,000 times, sis. Coming with the smile in the cheeks. I see the little cheek, got a little reflection on that, Jane. You in the cruise. I see flossing. All right. Kylie Young says, you remember Quincy's back on the block. Secret Garden was, boy, I want to read your mind. Know your deepest feelings. Oh. And then when Barry hit that jank, Barry came in at the end. They say Barry to the end, right? They say Barry, I'll take good care of you. That's what a man's supposed to do. And Barry said, I'll be there for you all the time. Man, what? Let your hair down. Let me get you in the mood. Elder Barge, James Ingram. Quincy just oozed that. The French call it a je ne sais quoi. It's just something you can't imagine. You can't put your hands on. You can't put your finger on. It's just it. It was just it. The guy just had it. And his name was Q. My name's Hugh. Sometimes I don't know. You just kind of got it. I don't know what it is. Shout out to I got my roasted brewed coffee. I found it in the grocery store finally, and you can put ice in it because I sometimes burn my mouth. But I like that brewed coffee, cold coffee, with just a hint of sugar, not too much. But it is Steve-O in the building. Strawberry banana. Okay, good flavors. But strawberry letter 23. Hello, my love. Where my bass at? Oh, the Brothers Johnson had that strawberry letter 23. Strawberry letter 23. And Brothers Johnson, man, he had a thumb. They call them thunder thumbs. His thumb was that long. And when you slap bass and your thumb, it was like Michael Jordan having those 11-inch fingers. It was just made for the bass. He was just plucking that thing. Quincy produced that, man. Quincy Jones, man. Quincy Jones. And I was with Rod Calley. We were talking a month or two ago in the Quintessential Classic. It was like, who is the Quincy Jones of today? And you really can't quantify it or qualify it. It would be somewhat similar to how hot Dre was. Dr. Dre was to the rap community. Dr. Dre was what Quincy was to all of music. And then Quincy could mess around and go to the rap too. So you go ahead, however you want to do it. However, whatever happened to Red Jet Shell on this channel? I saw her on Damon Bruce show on YouTube. Uh, Jet do what the jet do. You can't fuel a jet, you can't hold a jet. Jet somewhere else. Holla out, shout out Jet. If you want to come on by, Jet got uh bills to pay and things to do. It is what it is. Let me see what else I got happening here. In 49er folklore, let's pull it up because if you notice my thumbnail, Return of the Mac, CMC is back. He was out there practicing with the folks. Let me pull up 49er web zone because this is great stuff here. When you see him returning back out there at practice, will Christian McCaffrey play this week? The article says, I done seen him practice. He was out there running around, looking good to me. I want to see some CMC. He is greatly welcomed here. If for anything else, he gives us that option of, I don't think he'll return and be the workhorse he was last year, but just his mere presence adds a layer of you got to get right for this to a defense. You have to respect number 23 out there. And that's all the needle moving you really need to have. Also, our red zone numbers are down, if nobody else noticed, right? And I know people are going to say what they're going to say. Everybody assumes the worst on my man Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, and y'all ain't this, y'all ain't that. Tell the truth, shame the devil. If you take off the offensive player of the year from any team with any quarterback, your team is going to look different. Your coach is going to coach different. The plays are going to be called different. You can have a very, very, very good backup / I won't call him a replacement, but a fill-in or stopgap measure, we say in business, but it's still the offensive player of the year and 22 touchdowns. 22. That means something different. And my best friend coming up, man. Shout out Leon Kazee. I was Louis, he was Roger. We started football together, man. He incredible dude. Probably forgotten more football than I know. And but don't y'all tell him that if he ever get on here. But in 1987, it was the 86, 87, our last year playing together. We were just simply loaded. Henrico High School was loaded. I don't want to go Uncle Rico on you. I don't want to go Al Bundy, but hey, man, it was the greatest assemblance of high schoolers you can imagine on one team. And we had to play our rival in the regional playoffs, John Marshall. And our star running back, our all-state running back, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, man. I'm gonna be real honest with you. He wore number 20. He was short, had big old thighs, paws, and you could miss this kid in a telephone booth. His name was Rodney Archer. Rodney got hurt. His Achilles, ironically, um, was injured in the regional finals against John Marshall. And we lost that game. We were supposed to win the state. We were projected to play the Hampton Crabbers. In all y'all from Virginia, y'all know how good Hampton was. It was supposed to be just a foregone conclusion, but when he got hurt, the offense looked different. The offense looked different that week. It did. It really did. Leon can't fathom, as a team guy, as a linebacker and a fullback. Leon says one man shouldn't matter that much. If you a team, you don't need one man. And I try to tell Leon, man, I said, Leon, Rodney was 150 yards a game and at least a touchdown. 150 and a touchdown. When you don't have that, it at least changed the fact that you are missing some offensive production of 150 yards and a touchdown every time. Every time we got out there, you could count on your hand. He gonna get 150 and a touchdown. Hey, Rodney gonna get 150 and a touchdown. We had some other stars, a plethora of stars: Carlos McNeil, William Wood, Tony Bennett, David Patterson, Leon Kazee, James Spindle. We were just loaded. We had a dude named Dr. Death who played corner. Mark was Mark's last. Mark, is it Mark Andrews? No, was it Mark? I forget Mark's name. This is 87, y'all, so forgive me. Mark Burgess. Mark Burgess was Dr. Death. But Rodney Archer was 150 yards and a touchdown. And we wound up losing by, I think it was 27-20. I think it was 27-20 or 27-14, one of the two. And it makes a difference. It makes a difference when you don't have that offensive production, when you don't have that player that, even if he doesn't get the ball, by him merely being out there, that defense had to prepare, that defense had the key, that defense had to, you could just run them out wide, and at least one linebacker is going to go out there. You better not leave him by himself. And it makes a difference. I'm going around my elbow to my what we say in the military. And shout out, man, to all the veterans. We got Veterans Day coming up. Shout out to everybody. To say it makes a difference when you have the offensive player of the year out. It does. And I keep hearing these narratives of, well, Brock need all the Avengers, and Brock need this, and Brock need that. Everybody needs somebody, man. This is football. This is not golf. It is not pro wrestling. It is not singles tennis. It is not one-on-one parcheesi. It is not chess. This is tackle football. And I know the naysayers say, well, so-and-so don't need all that. If you really all that, you can do it without anybody. And it's a lie. You put around you the best you can possibly put, and you go up the road. And they better execute. They better put together their best out of themselves, because it can go real haywire. You know, this narrative of Hey, you don't need all that. If you really real, if you worth the money, you could just make anybody good. You can make you can do it by yourself. You can come out there like, and they think Patrick Mahomes, man, Patrick Mahomes can come out there by himself and just do this. Or Lamar, he doing it all by himself. Lamar look a little different. Those Ravens look a little different with Derrick Henry in the back, don't it? Come on. Is this thing on? Hello? Patrick Mahomes look a little different with that DeAndre Hopkins over there now, don't it? Or the team has a different air, doesn't it? Okay. Maybe I'm touching on some sensitive stuff, okay? But a lot of people, particularly my 49er fans, a lot of us are Steve Young as the GOAT, particularly you young some you 30 and 40 somethings. Y'all say Steve Young is the GOAT. Who was Steve Young receiver? Give you a hint, give you a clue, throw a lifeline, give you a hint, give you a clue, throw your lifeline for y'all to like barbershop. Guy over my shoulder here. And he had another one named Taylor. And he had a running back named Waters and a fullback named Rathman. But I didn't hear this narrative. He need this, he need that. He this, he that. I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that. All I ask is you keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Be patient. Keep the same energy. Let's go. My lovely wife, D High, is in the building. Hey, boo, looking like $1,000,000 and some change. Looking good, girl. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. I feel like ruler of Zamunda there. I got Chihuahua. Let me. I'm back. I'm all right. We got Tashawn Gibson and Russell Gage after the trade deadline. Yes, sir. Let's talk about the trade deadline. We got as I read, should I go to Twitter? Yeah, because Twitter kind of chronicles everything for me. Let's go to the Twitters, shall we? Share my screen. Good to see y'all all this morning. I ain't finished shouting everybody out. Let me do that first and foremost because we had some new ones come through. Calm down, Hugh. Calm down. Hey, I know, man. You get a good one. You see other things in life, and people tell you, man, I'm going through this, and man, I sure wish I had that. I'm General Foods International. I just gotta celebrate the moments of my life. Not everybody can get it, not everybody ain't able, as my boys from Houston used to say. Everybody ain't able, true. And shout out to Salute to Service this week. I think this might be the last time I see y'all before Veterans Day. So I gotta go with my cavalry 217 Cav out here like a mug. Shout out to all the Cav soldiers in the building, all the Cav soldiers all the way around, everybody who has served and put the uniform on and forged and said the oath. We will defend the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic, and went out and did what you had to do, like you had to do it. Shout out to every veteran, everywhere, no matter where you are, no matter what branch of service. That's Army, Air Force, Marines, Space Force. I don't know anybody who went to that Space Force yet. Navy folk. My wife is a Navy person, and come December, boy, the house is divided. Army's going to play Navy, and they both pretty good this year. So, y'all pull for Army. You know, because it's Army. Uh, Coast Guard. Who else we got? I think I hit them: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Army, Air Corps, the Seabees, everybody who did it, Space Force. Hey, shout out to all of you. This one's for you. Um, where was I going with it? Going to my Twitters, gonna share my screen on my bookmarks, and I titled it Thursday. Thursday. And I'm jumping on my screen. I'm gonna try to be quick about this today. I'm trying to get my shows to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because I got a lot to do and stuff, man. But I get in the moment. Hey, what can I do? What can I do? The people want what the people want. And like the old song say, got to give the people what they want. All right, can y'all see that? All right, let's recap when we last visited our Cape Crusaders. It's a little meme. I had no more political ads on my TV for another 2 years at least. Hey, shout out to that. I've been bombarded. My text messages on my phone, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real. It's like, good Lord, they were calling me on the way to the polling place yesterday. I was like, boy, what once I do this, don't y'all call me no more. And I got a little Vince Carter meme. No more political ads. It just was just too much. And the great Wayne Breezy, shout out to Wayne Breezy, man. He reported the 49ers are signing veteran safety Tashawn Gibson to the practice squad as per Adam Schefter. Shout out to Shefty as well. This is good. We need that veteran pickup. I showed y'all how I don't know what defense we was running against the Cowboys in the last, I want to say 6 minutes, 7 minutes of the game when we ran that 2.5 men, half man, half amazing. I don't know what it was when we lost CD Lamb. I go back and look at Thursday's or Tuesday's show when I said everybody's out of position and Kyle had to address it. Kyle said, "Yeah, as understood it to be man. Half the guys thought we were in the zone, and it looked really, really bad. But glory to God, we're gonna get some older, wiser leadership, I think, in these practices to help out. Because half of I'm telling y'all, man, when you play DB, half of this stuff is communication. Half of this stuff is communication, and just having a contingency for a contingency. If you're ever lost, if you ever just straight up lost, and you don't know if it's gonna be man zone, and you looking around, those quarterbacks spot that. They spot it. It is like chum in the water to a shark. So you want to have a veteran that just says, go regular, go regular, go regular. You got that guy, you got that guy, or we just go zone, 3 deep zone, man under, or something like that. Somebody, we need an adult in the room. And it's not that our youth, like Jair Brown and Mustafa, it's not that they're garbage players. It just takes veterans to kind of usher in what to do when it all goes crazy, what to do when a short motion throws you off. And I got some film a little later on. I'll show you. I showed y'all Tuesday. Maybe I'll recap on it, but we'll get to it. From our SF 49ers, linebacker Dre Greenlaw did some running on the side with a helmet, according to N. Wagner. Welcome news. Sometimes, man, you losing players. and you don't have this and you don't have that. And I was talking to you about the importance of when I was in high school, Rodney Archer, our defensive identity. What scares the living hell out of people is that dude, number 57, Dre Greenlaw. I'm not besmirching, bemoaning, or belittling the efforts of All Pro Fred Warner, but I want to be real clear. This is tackle football. It's only a couple of events, a couple of sports where you can affect people with greater talent without having unadulterated, pure athleticism more so than them. Basketball, some of you guys play basketball and you've been playing basketball all your life, and you played a little bit of football in the street and you love football, and that's great. This here is a different mentality. Football, boxing, and hockey, I can change the outcome of this game or the outcome of this boxing event or the outcome of this hockey match with pure physicality and attitude. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying to y'all? Just shake your head. Just shake your head. Trust me. Dre Greenlaw gives you that attitude. I see a little bit in Mustafa too. Fred Warner, every now and again, he's just a tremendous athlete. That's great. But some dudes do what Customato said. You got to hit with bad intentions. It won't just a tackle. It was a hit. And the runner felt it, and that whole team felt it. And it's going to pay dividends in the end. Just saying. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I don't want people to say, oh, he's out here doing the bounty gate or nothing like that. It's just it's a little different playing grown man football. Just saying. And that's welcomed for Dre Greenlaw to be in here. What else we got? I know we signed a tackle. Let me check my bookmarks here. Go back. I know we signed a tackle. No, we did. Going back to there it is. Texans are trading defensive tackle Khalil Davis. That's with an L. Khalil Davis to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a 2026 seventh round pick. Anytime you can get rid of a seventh round pick 2 years from now, do it. Do it. I looked at his stats. He hasn't been that stellar of a guy in terms of, statistical value, but just given his dimensions at 6'1.5", 308 coming in, but some places have him at 6'2", 315. I think it's going to be a bit of a rotational piece to spell people like Evan Andrews, people like Jordan Elliott and Malik Collins, and you need that because I'm going to show some film on the Buccaneers that suggests big boys get a little tired quick. They get a little tired quick, and you need that. What else I got here? Marshawn Lattimore is headed to the Commanders, and he's somewhere doing the Dougie just like that. That's John Wall. We said that. Marshawn Lattimore going to the Commanders. They serious out here. Jets are trading wide receiver Mike Williams to the Steelers for a 2025 fifth round pick. Recap on that right quick. And my man, return of the Mac. You see him hitting the field. He ready to go. When you have dressed, you ain't even put your shoulder pads on. You just ready to get to the field. That's somebody chomping at the bit, Return of the Mac. There it is. Look at that. Let that breathe. I'm just let that breathe. I'm gonna let that breathe. I'm let that breathe. Welcome site. Welcome site. Giving dap to my man Jordan. Exciting time. Exciting time, Jordan. Exciting time. I think we're caught up there. Let me see who else came. Boy, I got people coming in here. Papa J in the building. Let me kill this. Put a little pause on. Papa J in the building. What's up, man? Let me shout y'all out like it's supposed to do. I gotta have some little music. Y'all know how I do. If you got Quincy Jones, man, you gotta have some decent. Let me throw it. I ain't gonna do it. Dad. Here it is. With it being early, it's well for the West Coast, it's early. What is it? 8:04 West Coast, and all those inside rise and shine. Let me do it right. Let me do it how we do it around here. Shouting out first, Khaled Young in the building. He said, "What up, Terradome?" Once again, rest in paradise and music icon Quincy Jones. Yeah, let's get it. Let me pump that up. I can't hear it. Give me something. There you go. Yeah, I can hear it. Y'all hear it? Is that good? That's a little rise and shine. Troy Lloyd in the building. Shout out to 73 Old School. Thank you for coming, 73 Old School. You always be there holding it down. And speaking of holding it down, Jason, Captain Niner Massey. What up to Local Faithful? Tanisha in the building, looking just as fly as she can look. Steve-O out there. Hi, girl. Good to see you this morning. Great to see you every day. Brandon Ben. Gee, I just been speaking it up all year. Shout out to Brandon Ben giving the expert analogy. Edgar, Scally, everybody, and Channel. What's up? Steve-O in the building. Steve-O, I had my G-Pass discharge papers from the Navy Blue Ink. He real. He got some discharge papers from the Navy and then Blue Ink. So see, when you got it in black ink, you can manufacture things a little bit. But he mentioned the Blue Ink. I got you, man. I caught you as a soldier. Amen. As a sailor. Papa J, hollering at your boy. Good to see you this morning, man. Thank you for all your kind words and your encouragement and everything you do, Papa J. Really appreciate it, man. Khaled Young once again. Nick Nice, saying it twice. What up, everyone? Peace to the family. There you go. Ben Michael, Grand Rising Terradome. Oh, man, that's a perfect fit for this jam that I got in the background. Cool Rise and shine. There you go. To a Lord. Yes, sir. Love that hat, Terradome. Thank you so much, man. I was in the cab, 217 cab, 16 cab, one Juke Korea, Apache unit. Apache jump on it. And it's nothing more appealing to a soldier on the ground than an AH-64 screaming hell on those who are opposing you. If y'all get a chance, check out Lioness on Prime. He's an Apache pilot. Those are the ones I used to dispatching in my efforts. I can't say too much more, but I love making America a little safer. Rod Cali in the building, my man Rod Cali. What's up? Yes, sir, man. Good to see you. Me and Rod Callie did an awesome quintessential classic. What was it last week, Rod? Let's see. Let me fade this on out. Oh yeah. Love some Mo D, man. Love Mo D. Love him. And I gotta just throw that in at the end. Yeah, I gotta include my boy. All right, that's it. That's it. All right. But Rod Callie and I, man, we did an awesome quintessential classic. I didn't advertise it the way I would really was supposed to, but we did state greats. I wanted to have more participation on it. I wanted to have the various states around in honor of just us having an off week or a bye week. I had a little bit of time and everything, and with the NBA season starting, I wanted to do it just before the start of NBA, but for whatever reason, we was in timing and everything. Me and Rock just had a wonderful time choosing the best, your top five, starting five for your state, and we just had ourselves a time. Let me see here if I can pull this on up real quick for you. That was dope, man. We had a good time. We talked some serious basketball. We went back there. We was in Mini Ripperton. We went back down memory lane for a lot of good stuff. Rod played with some incredible ball players, and I just witnessed and was around. And my cousin Ellison showed up. He played with some great buddies. I wasn't a big basketball player, but I much respect to basketball, and I love the game. Where's my let me get this right here, right? Because we had a good time. And I'm gonna share a window. There it is. Sharing it. Rod Callie gave me his California love. At center, he had Bill Russell. Power forward, Tyson Chandler from the great state of California. Small forward, he had Paul Pierce, which kind of hurt me a little bit. He had two Celtics up there, but I ain't gonna say nothing, Rod. I ain't gonna say that. He got on me for wearing a Bill Russell jersey when Bill died, but that's 11 rings in the game. But you see, he went to Bill Russell. So okay, I ain't gonna go there, Rod. I ain't gonna get it. Shooting guard, Shea Cotton. He really informed me, man, on how incredible Shea Cotton was. And, God rest his soul. Or, sometimes really, really great players take different paths and it doesn't quite pan out the way it should or the way you thought it would. But Shea Cotton, I don't think he passed away. Rod will get me straight if he hadn't, but he told me it was kind of tragic. It's kind of like Earl Manigault. If y'all ever seen the great Don Cheadle play Earl Manigault, which is a quintessential classic waiting. We need to recap on that one, Rod Callie. That'll be a good one too. And at point guard, Jason Kidd, and he had a hard time just bringing his starting five to the line because he had so many to choose from. The great state of California is huge, and it has had a plethora of stars. I'm from the great state of Virginia, and I'm going with my lineup. At center, Ralph Sampson. At power forward, Moses Malone. Moses Malone was so bad, man. Before it got started, before you could go to the NBA from high school, Moses was probably one of the first ones to do that. Moses Malone, bad. Petersburg High School, and from Indian River High School, Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo was bad. He got ring with the Miami Heat back with Shaq and Dwayne Wade, I believe. At shooting guard, the man who was going to be the next Jordan, Grant Hill, breaking hearts at Duke. If you know, like I know, man, you're probably rooting for the running rebels of UNLV. But Grant Hill and Christian Leitner and it was another Hill. They won't relate it. I think it was Brian Hill on that team, along with Bobby Hurley. And man, people to this day say that thing was fixed. How you beat Stacey Augman and Grandmama and Anderson Hunt and Greg Adams. But I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. But Grant Hill was on that team, man. Grant Hill, a class man. Good people. His dad was Calvin Hill. His dad used to play for the Cowboys as well as the Washington Redskins, as they were then. They're the Commanders now, but class people, man, good people. And that point guard, the story of the National Basketball Association cannot be told without Bubba Chuck. Allen Iverson, the answer. And when I tell you he and Mike Vick were right there, both from Virginia, were right there in the cusp, really coming into their own in 2000, 2001, 2002, just really just moving the needle of culture, moving the needle of expression, moving the needle of, just outward expression of greatness and sweetness and just doing their thing respectively. Here's a little something y'all don't know. As great a point guard, Hall of Famer as Allen Iverson was and is and will always be, that boy can play some quarterback. I lied to you not. That dude can play some quarterback and safety and run back kicks. Allen Iverson was the truth. Allen Iverson was the truth. So, hey, quintessential classics. Maybe we can do it again. I want y'all boys from Ohio. I want to hear from Pennsylvania. I want to hear from New Jersey, New York, especially New York. I want them New York. Get your best starting five ready. I want New York in the building. And it's all love. It's all just getting it in. Christy Marie is hollering at me with her little funny. Christy Marie just to have some of the funniest stuff between her and Rock Alley. They would send me stuff on Instagram, and I'm trying. I'm at work. I'm trying to have a sense of decorum. Trying to be a leader. And here they will show up and send me something so crazy. It just have me just bust out laughing. I know the people be like, oh, Mr. Terry, you were supposed to be professional. Oh my God. Why are you just cackling over there? That daggone Chris Marina sent me another one. Cotton is still alive. Okay, he's doing great. Okay, thank you, Rod. Thank you. Yeah, man. But the way you were talking about him, man, it was so tragic how it just didn't go right. Because I respect your acumen between you and Ellis. I respect y'all's acumen on how a ball player really was, because I've heard you talk about the greats so much. I know that if he was that, he daggone well should have been a household name. So that's why I kind of got a little miffed and thinking, well, he must have passed away or something. But hey, man, it happens. God will choose your path. Rod Cali, I follow you on Twitter. And if the Warriors can get Melton healthy, they could be dangerous. The Warriors are already dangerous. I checked them out yesterday against the Celtics, who are the NBA champs. Buddy Hield. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to say that y'all are better without Clay. That daggone Buddy Hield, boy. I always liked that kid. He went to Oklahoma. I always liked that. I'm just saying for you Warrior fans. I am a Laker at heart, if y'all can't tell, but I know good basketball when I see it. Amen. And that daggone Buddy Hill can ball. He might be the piece, you know. And I done touched off something. I would take prime Gary Payton over Kid. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. I ain't going there. Ed Reed is dressed up as Akeem today. LOL. All right. I see you. I see you. Chris Marie giving hearts for the Golden State Warriors. I see that blue and gold. That blue and gold. They nice. They nice. And hey, yeah, man, you know where I'm at. I'm Lakers all the way. I've been a Laker since 1980. Coming into age, my birthdays fall right in line with the end of decades. I was born in '70, so right when I really started liking sports was the '80s. And in the '80s, in the beginning of the '80s, when I started playing Little League and Pee Wee and looking at games and understanding them, these three teams here, man. Dad said, "Look, you pick a team, you better stick with them. You don't jump a whole bunch of teams. You don't get on bandwagons. You got your team, you got your team." And you could see the signs 80, 81, 83, 84, 80. It go back to the 49ers, the Lakers, and the U. Did I mention the U was undefeated this year? Just saying. Just saying. I'll put that out there. The U's undefeated. Got Cam Ward out there, boy. Got Cam Ward. Buddy Hield is nice. I like Buddy Hield. The Cavs 9-0. Them Cavs trying to make a little noise. They're trying to stay quiet too. You see that? They're trying to stay quiet. They don't want nobody to realize that they're doing it. I'm checking out. I got them. I got them on the radar. 49ers, my only team. Kristen Marie said, "Stay loyal. Stay faithful, my friends." I made a Brock video one time. I was like the most interesting man in the world. Stay faithful, my friends. He is the most relevant quarterback in the league. I don't drink coffee, but when I do, I drink stock cold coffee and I watch Brock Purdy. Stay faithful, my friends. I love that music, Turned on the Warriors. Play the Lakers on Christmas night, man. And I'm gonna be listening to Silent Night by the Temptations, my favorite Christmas song ever, and watching the Lakers defeat the Golden State Warriors, because we're gonna show up and show out on Christmas night. Christmas is our business, man. They're talking Brock. I've been a Laker fan since the early and mid '80s. Papa J, you got my heart, man. You know how we here simpatico. You know how I go. Can our D get to Baker? That is the transition I needed to hear. Thank you so much, 73 Old School. Where my transition music at? Some of y'all might notice that from some cartoons, but I digress. Let's get to the telestrator here. Let me load my bad boy on up. All right. Well, first, let's get the dossier going for who our opponent is this week. I've been holding on this about 2 weeks. So what really messed me up is the fact that we had that bye week, and I was just trying to get ready like I normally do, but then you got extra stuff there. So I'm looking at one monitor here at StreamYard, but I need to see it that it's being shown to you guys as well. I sure hope so. This is my dossier for the Buccaneers who we're going to be playing. And it will include Baker Mayfield and Cade Otton. The Bucs, the scouting report on the Bucs is just like you know it. They have a 4-5 record with losses to quality teams by only single digits. They've won some, they've lost some, to include Monday night. And Monday night against the Kansas City Chiefs, they took them to overtime, and I picked them to beat Kansas City. I actually did. And I think they could have if they would have maintained the clock a little bit better and been a little bit more cognizant of not giving Patrick Mahomes time to operate. But we're neither here nor there. They're dealing with a plethora of injuries, to include dislocation of an ankle to Godwin, who was their number one receiver, as well as a hamstring injury to Mike Evans, and I think they got a few more. I think Baker Mayfield is a little banged up as well. Baker Mayfield is a high percentage quarterback. He's at 71%. He ranks really, really high in PFF, but kind of middle of the road in PFF, but high in terms of percentages because he takes the sure thing. He takes the checkdowns a great deal. It's kind of like if a player has the opportunity to shoot mid-range or 3-pointers, but he goes in and take it to the cup and get layups, your percentages go up. People will call this a detrimental thing of, he's a dink and dunk guy. Oh, it's just dink and dunk. It's just dink and dunk. And make T-shirts and all. You know who you are. Anyway, but that's the smart play. You can't go broke taking a profit. Put it into your playmakers' hands and let them run with it. Just play good quarterback. And that's what Baker Mayfield does. He's trying to just, making it do what it do. He relies heavy on passes inside of 10 yards. I see a lot of them. And if you go to, I ain't going to tell you where I go to get it, because that's letting go of all my good scouting techniques. But I have him charted at where he throws the ball, and a large percentage is 10 yards and in, and even below the line of scrimmage sometimes. That tells me they're a screen team. They love to screen. We got to get on our horses and be ready for the screens. They're going to screen. Say it with me. They're going to screen us. We haven't performed particularly well against the screen, and this is kind of what they do. This is their forte. He relies big time on tight end Cade Otton. Cade Otton wears number 88. I didn't put it on there, but trust and believe. That's the picture right there you see under the top secret dossier, number 88, Cade Otton. He's going to be looking for Cade Otton like it ain't nobody's business, particularly since Godwin has been injured and Mike Evans has been injured. It's going to be all about Cade Otton. I will show you this with irrefutable truth on some film that I have clipped up and is ready to present to you. Number 87, Payne Durham. Payne Durham is, I call him the escort. It seems like every time they have a tendency to run a screen, a tendency to do what's called a slice concept, cut back with the tight end, it's this number 87 showing flashes of, I'm that guy. I'll be blocking. This is key and paramount because you've given me a rhythm. You've given me a tendency. You've given me a read. Be looking a lot for Payne Durham. He'll take you to the ball. He's the escort. They have a stout defense up the middle with Vontae David and Vita Vea. I think I spelled Vita wrong. I think it's Vita. Vega. So don't cancel me out for spelling, but just get me, hooked up. And number 24, Zion McCullum. I kind of printed over that a little bit. He's rated as the number one cornerback on PFF. If you can believe, yes, he is number one on PFF. He's the number one quarterback out of everybody. This kid's the number one cornerback on all of PFF, which is not an easy thing to do. They take into account any and everything. So this says a great deal. Let's try to stay away from that guy, right? The history of it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the San Francisco 49ers. We are 20-7 lifetime. Tampa Bay, if you really want to know, came into existence when I was 6 years old. They wore creamsicle unis and they were sweet, but they used to get trashed. They lost like 26 straight when I was a little boy, man. And Tampa Bay was sorry. There is a What's Happening episode where Tampa Bay was going to play the Oakland Raiders on What's Happening. And Dwayne picked Tampa Bay because his system included who's got the better looking helmets. Check that out. It lost Rerun's brother, who would later play Rollo on the great series Fred Sanford or Sanford and Son. I am dating myself today. Ellis is in the building. What's up, E? How you doing, man? I see you on my phone here, my second monitor. If y'all can't remember that episode of What's Happening when he lost his brother's money betting on Tampa Bay because they used Dwayne's system, you're missing something good. Most notably, those L's are for Tampa Bay in 2019, 2022, and 2023. We have been very, very successful against the Tampa Bay Bucs, especially when they come out to see us. 12-11, 2022. The GOAT came out there to see us. It was Tom Brady, who's from San Mateo, California, facing Brock Purdy in his first NFL start. Remember, the week before was the Miami Dolphins when he just came in cold as a fish that's been out on the greatest catch. But not since 1998. 1999. Yeah, it had to be 1999. Everybody in unison was saying one name when Brock ran off 28 unanswered against the great Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were Super Bowl champs not far removed. And they were saying Purdy, Purdy, Purdy. I hadn't heard that since 98 when it was Jerry Rice Day. And they were saying Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Just saying. That really resonated with my heart as a diehard 49er, and knowing we got something special here. When I saw that kid's dad crying in the stands and hearing it on TV, I wasn't even in the joint, but you could hear it during the broadcast. Something different there. We beat them 27-14 in November of last year. So it was exactly a year ago we faced them and we beat them. And then again, we're 20-7 overall. Looking at the PFF grades, I've circled the blue chippers, if you will, as well as the not so blue chippers. I'll call them orange chips or something. When you see them in orange or me with a red identifier around the circle, hey, opportunities here. Because I just simply can't call a player trash. I hate doing that. So I just look at people, uh, and PFF is just a tool. It is not the end all be all. I want to tell anybody and everybody. It is not that. But I use a method of confluence that I'm gonna look at the tape and then I'm gonna go to PFF and see if it's correlating to the tape and then formulate a decision and with precision uh on just what that player means or does not mean. Um to me, they're very stout in the middle where you have to be in the middle up through from defensive line to linebacker, even on to safety. I like Wingfield. He's Winfield. He's not having the greatest of years, but in years past, I really respect his game. That daggone Vontae David can get in a hole quick. Pause. And Vita Vea is as advertised. Vita Vea, man, I seen him get his tooth knocked out and just go to the sideline, wrench his mouth out with a little salt water, get back in and play the game. He's tough as nails. However, number 94, and they got a number 90, I believe. We have some opportunities there. And like I mentioned earlier, McCullum is ranked number 1 as a corner. He does make plays. He really does. But on the flip side of that, Hayes, not as physical as you would believe. And you got Smith in there, who's pretty much their nickel back. But they list them kind of as a safety, and they run 3 safeties a great deal. The Redskins or the Commanders call it big nickel. We call it 3 safeties or whatever. They run a 4-2-5 a great deal. But their base is a 3-4 base. So it can get a little murky. You'll only see 2 defensive linemen down with their hand in the dirt, but they'll have linebackers who are tweeners, and they want to do this because of personnel. You have athleticism outside who are tweeners. You have stoutness in the middle, and you got playmakers in the back. That usually adds up to some, so it can get kind of exotic with the defense. I'll explain more as I go along. On offense, like I said, they got some real pivotal and key injuries. Most notably Godwin, who's on IR. He had a really blatant and gruesome injury to his ankle. It was a dislocation, and let's just say you knew it when you saw it. He's going to be gone for a little while. Mike Evans, I don't know. He did not practice Wednesday. He wasn't projected to play. We'll know more at the end of the day. I hope y'all will update me. Hit me up on Twitter as Terradome 49ers and give me the latest and greatest as soon as you get it. Also, Baker Mayfield didn't practice Wednesday as well. But I digress. I'm just counting on Baker being there because he's a quarterback. I really like their halfback. His name is Bucky Irving. And when you look at him on film, you'll see why I like him a little bit. He sees the hole. He can get through it. He's what we ask running backs to do. He's slow to it and fast through it. And he's got his vision. He's got his he doesn't have blinders on like a horse. His OPO face mask is wide open and he can see to the side to cut it back, or he can see to the side to widen it, or he can see or let his blocker come and make the block and cut off his blocker's butt. He's an instinctive runner. He's a good instinctive runner. I don't think they use him as much as they could. Also, they use him coming out of the backfield a great deal. Number 88, Cade Otton. Otton. I spelled his name wrong on my Witchicom. It's Otton. Cade Otton. He's who Baker relies on. I'm gonna show you in a second. As far as head coach, you got Todd Bowles. Before there was D'Amico Ryan, there was Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is a very accomplished player and a great defensive mind, and he's a head coach now. He took over for Bruce Arians, and he's got his methods, he's got his ways. I can see where he wants to go, and I can understand how he wants to get there. He's a very, very good coach, and it shows. As far as their offensive coordinator, you have Liam Cohen, no relation to the Grant Cohen guy. He is a Kentucky guy, and he spent some time with the Los Angeles Rams. Safe coordinator. He employs to the strengths. Liam Cohen is okay. Liam Cohen is okay. The run game, and they do this too as well. It's not the traditional head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams guy. They kind of mix it up a bit. You got Casey Rogers, who's the run game coordinator / defensive line coach. And initially, I'm like, why are they doing that? But I think Tampa Bay has the most coaches of any staff in the NFL. I would be hard pressed to say they don't. And if they don't, please tell me who does. Y'all do y'all research and come back and give me. I think they got about 26 coaches on this staff, and they do some wonderful things for minority. They even got women on the staff and everything else. And those women are probably really big time qualified as well. But they do enormous work with diversity, and they bring a lot of people on. And what struck me is anyone that's smart doing diversity and giving because they spearheaded first and foremost, the great Tony Dungy was the coach down there, and I think this is what started things for minority hires at Tampa. They have a coaching program, which I wish I had a chance to go down to, where they are giving seminars a lot like the great Bill Walsh. And this is why I love diversity. The greatest coach that ever lived, in my opinion, is Bill Walsh. And Bill Walsh was instrumental in minority hires. And he never wanted particularly African Americans to be shunned, because he felt that sting of ostracization and blackballing. I'm being real cute and saying, well, when he left the Cleveland Browns, Paul Brown really did a number on him. Paul Brown bad talked him to a lot of folks, and he couldn't understand why he wasn't getting a job in the National Football League. And the story goes, Al Davis came to him and told him, hey, Paul Brown's talking real bad about you, man. He's saying you ain't got it. You can't handle it. You're not this and that. And if you want to back me up, y'all look at Bill Walsh, A Football Life. They show it on the NFL Network, and he mentions it in this book, which is behind me. So with that sensitivity to it, Bill Walsh would always hire minorities. And if the greatest coach that ever lived did it, it's probably the way you need to go. And it shows a lot about the man and character. Show me the man that will walk in your shoes and I'll show you a man who has tremendous growth and discernment. That's just how it goes. All right, and now we're moving on. Gave a whole dissertation on that. I ain't mean to go that deep. Quincy Jones made it, and we got Bebop Jones. Quincy Jones is namesake. Bebop Jones says Quincy Jones made the Sanford and Son theme song as well. Yes, he did. Q was so incredible. If it come to music, somehow I think you could play 6 Degrees of Separation with Quincy Jones in all music. You can make this argument like you can Kevin Bacon. I really do feel you can do that. Let me remove that from the chat there. Who else got stuff? And Harlem Nights on sale too. Harlem Nights. I love Harlem Nights. Good evening, ladies, the gentlemen. You finna be a rich. Yeah. I shouldn't make fun of people who stutter. Yaya Diaby is nice for the Bucs. Okay. I'm gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna look at Yaya Diaby. Is it Yaya Diaby? No, Yaya Diaby is nice. He's wearing 0. I thought you was talking about number 90. I thought you was, yeah. I was gonna repudiate that. The West Coast offense originated in Ohio. Look at Callie Young coming with the history lesson, and you got to include some Ohio. Between you in Ohio and Melissa in New Jersey, me in Virginia, we gonna slide our little stuff in there. We gonna slide our little stuff in there. But he is correct. And shout out! Oh my God! Oh, shout out! Eddie DeBartolo Jr.'s birthday was yesterday. Eddie D, the story of the National Football League and my story cannot be told without Eddie DeBartolo Jr. Please look up this great owner out of Youngstown, Ohio player. Yes, Rod. I mean, Kylie Young can attest. The DeBartolo family did come out of Ohio. They loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. Yes, sir. They Ohio folks. And Eddie DeBartolo Jr., man, first to 5 rings. You did it so well. They had to implement a salary cap because your competitive nature meant that won't nobody go get nothing else if Eddie D had something to do with it. Eddie D was the dude. Just purchased the toy off Prime. It's on sale right now, and now gonna watch Thanksgiving break. Love RP. All right. You doing your thing out there, Chris? That was love at first sight for me. What y'all got going on here? I don't want to get too far in the weeds. If y'all got you agreeing with Ellison, I know Ellison got something going on. I ain't gonna mess with y'all. Let me keep on with my program. I'm trying to get out here. I'm over 18 minutes already. Let's look at some film, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at some film, and I'm going to show y'all what's up. Where's my telestrator? Operator, can you help me with this call? All right. I'll tell you how to deal, how I look at it with the Tampa Bay Bucs. And shout out to them. They did a good job against Kansas City. Just came up a little short. And these are the creamsicle unis I was telling you. These are the old school unis. This is how they used to look way back when. See the orange and the creamsicle in the middle of the field. It's that logo they used to have with the pirate with the knife in his mouth. We thought that me and my man Toby Elliott Johnson. We said, oh, that's dope, man. Look at that. Okay. And this is number one running the rock. He will give it up, as he just did right there against the Falcons. I chose the Falcons week 7 as my film to watch. I went back and watched them against they played some pretty good teams. Let me run that down real quick. They only lost by a couple to a lot of good teams. As I can get my NFL Pro up. Okay, they won their first game against the Commanders, and they beat the Detroit Lions, which is an out of conference or out of not conference. I was an out of division game for them. They beat the Lions, but they lost to the Broncos the next week pretty bad, 7-26. Then they beat the Eagles, which is out of their division, 33-16. They gave them a good drubbing. And then it was the Falcons that they lost to by 6. And we're looking at the second. That was week 5. They then beat the Saints like they stole something, 51-27. And this was the beginning of the Saints slide. And hey, breaking news, the Saints fired their head coach. I told you it would either be the Saints or the Raiders. Somebody getting rid of somebody is going to be them Saints or Raiders. When this Saints lost against the Carolina Panthers, they said, you got to go, buddy. And it's a shame they started out 2-0 and it looked like a team that was on its destiny. But, hey, it happens how it happens. Then they lose to – they're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Ravens, who's a good team. They figured out, hey, let the big moose in the back run the ball. They lose to the Falcons, which we're about to look at that film. And then they had Kansas City Monday night. They just lost in overtime by 6. I had them winning by 6. But they just made some mistakes down low. They made some mistakes down in pivotal crunch time. You can't give Patrick Mahomes opportunities or time on a clock, and I think they did both. So they're a pretty decent team. PFF has them ranked. Let me get to that PFF grades. And I'll show y'all that right quick. I don't know how my mouth gets so dry while I'm talking. Let me share this screen with y'all right quick. Take that off and present screen Tampa Bay. PFF has them as the NFC South team with a 4-5 record. Points scored 259. Points allowed 243, which is 29th in the National Football League. 29th, there are only 32 teams. There are only 3 from the bottom. These present opportunities. I showed you where the opportunities were. They got some questionable folks. We're going to go into the film for the last 9 minutes, and you're going to see what I see. And if you don't, then I don't know, go take a nap, as EPMD would say. Overall, for the 2024 team grades, they're 16th, which is middle of the road. Offense is ranked 9th, defense at 24th, which is a bit misleading because they've got players. They just ain't put it all together yet. Special teams, they are ranked 23rd, but they have a couple of dangerous returnment. We're favored by 6.7. That moved. It was 6.5. That has moved, ladies and gentlemen. That has moved. And it's moving toward. That's always a good sign when that goes up. I promise you, I looked at that thing. It said 6.5 this morning, but now it's moving to 6.7. And I think it's because of the injury to one Baker Mayfield. Somebody might know something. Somebody might know something. Their last game, they lost 30-24 to the Kansas City Chiefs. When those lines start moving, watch out. Watch out. Whichever way they move to, somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. It's like Nino Brown talking when he had the dog, and Martin talking when he had the dog. Woof, woof, woof. Funniest skit on all of Martin ever. Let's get back to the show. Tell us straight up. Okay, this is what I'm looking at in terms of no, I better go ahead and up some more. This is the one he gave up. You can hit him and wrap him, and he will give up the rock. So that is it. All right. As you notice in the short motion, you had 87 here. That's him right there. It's Mr. I don't forgot his name already. Number 87. I got to look back at my notes. Anyway, just pay attention to 87. I call him the escort. And when I find a guy in motion, and seemingly every time he's around, somehow he's taking me to the ball. I used to play here, and we used to look for little keys on what do they do all the time? What do they do all the time? And somehow this guy winds up blocking. So it tells me look for number 87 because he'll take you to the ball. That's number 7 running. That's Bucky Irvin. They're in a pistol formation with a quick motion. We call that, what is that? Attach motion. He came up from the outside and attaching himself to the lineman. This guy here is Tristan Wirfs. We probably should have drafted him instead of Kinlaw. We didn't. The rest is history. This guy's probably going to be HOF one day, but nonetheless, he's a good quality tackle. Baker gets it out of his hands relatively quick. He doesn't want to take sacks. It's paramount that we get him on the ground. And I think we can get to him. There's 87 again. You see the pattern? That was 87 again. And they pitched to him. Watch what I'm telling you. Let's go to 50%. $87 on the move, and they run that way. Just something I noticed. And it doesn't happen every time, of course, but just be mindful as 87 is on the move. If you're playing linebacker, if you're the Sam, they do a shift. 87 will probably take you to the ball. He'll probably take you to the ball if they're running. If it's running, we give a rabbit call. Rabbit. They're throwing. It's bird. All right. We got split backs, which we call red, and you got Tristan Wirfs on this pull. This was very famous with Peyton Manning used to do this one a lot. Draw play. I'm tell you this right now. You don't move an all pro and you don't pull an all pro unless you mean business. When you see that thing go that way, plan on it. At 87, if 78 moving, You better get grooving. We got the strength to this side. This is where the tight end is, but they try to motion out to make people leak. Once I see him move, once I see 78 come from here and go over here, I'm immediately thinking it's got to be something. Either it's a pass, he's going to be the ultimate escort, or that ball's coming in behind 78. You don't move all pros unless you intend to use them. Got to kick out, and they feel pretty quick. Now, what we have to do is definitely tackle and get heads to the ball because number 7, usually the first man miss. They have number 1 back there as well. Beautiful play there. They have number 1 back there as well. His name's Wright, I believe. But Bucky Irvin is their main go-to when it's time to run. When they feel like we need to run, they're going with Bucky Irvin. Good offensive line, decent offensive line. Watch how they step in unison. The power is over here because it's the tight end side, or in this instance, he's not a tight end because he's not right up on the line. He's in the backfield, so he's really an offset. He's a de facto fullback, or as Joe Gibbs will call it, a Y, or no, a H back. The H back is like this amalgamation of a fullback and a tight end. It's kind of what we want Juszczyk to be, but Juszczyk, hey, well, leave that alone. You see how they all stepping? Decent posture. His head's in the wrong place. You got to get your head onto this side of him, right? And he needs to get his face into his where the lapel is or the logo is on your shirt, but they're stepping lively. And he checks it on down. He would have more room if he went in here, but it ain't much you can do, man. See that good extension here? He's extending, holding them off. And he eating free chicken. Barbecue chicken, as Shaquille O'Neal would say. Barbecue chicken. All right, Baker's in the shotgun. We're in duo. The outside guy's up. You got a short motion. On this side is Dice. The inside guy's up. Why is this important? All right. They're in a 2 deep zone and they're playing off. So this is looking 4 deep. This is kind of what we run a great deal, because the line to gain is 10 yards here. It's an important down, right? So you're playing off, and I know we get a bit impatient, say, man, why don't we press? Why don't we get on up? Sometimes if you got advantageous thirds or second downs, even first downs, and they have to get to the 50 for a first down, what you want to do is give them cushion, let them make, catches right here, and y'all rally to the scene. You rally to the scene. You rally to the scene. You rally to the scene. If you pressed, you get up on the line of scrimmage and you bump and run, You run the risk of letting them get around you and then it's 88 out the gate, or with middle field open, they could run crossers with this guy and get hit for a first down. So it's okay when you play an off coverage if you got an advantageous down. That's why it's so important to win downs early, get tackles for losses early and first and second down. So you're in third and long. So you can put your feet on, say, the 50-yard line. Right? Let me get some black. You can put your feet on the 50-yard line because he's got to get here and come up and make tackles. Don't let him beyond that. All right. And where does he look? He's already made his mind up. Ball is about to be out. He's anticipating. I'm going to the short side of the field to my number 88. This is my guy here. I don't see Mike Evans out there. He's not walking through that door. I don't see uh uh Chris Godwin, he's not walking through that door. I believe in 88. I believe in 88. And this guy's got to drive. He's got to drive. This will probably be this will be our safety. Jair Young is on the side of that. No, it's not going to be Jair. It's going to be Mustafa. Mustafa is being right here. This will be opportunities for him to go and get it. This guy makes a play, man. So it's now 4th and short. And as you see with Baker, he's high percentage. He's going to get it out of his hand. He don't want no sacks. Baker's not a guy who likes sacks. So a dead giveaway. And if I'm a franchise, if I'm a head coach, I eliminate these stripes on the helmet because these are indicators right here. This tells me where you're looking. And he's already looking off to this side. He's looking to that side. I ain't got to see his eyes. I can see that stripe of the helmet. All right. Slowing down. He's looking to one side. I'm going up. I'm looking for my boy. I'm looking for him. He's declared. I'm firing it. Man. I'm firing. I'm coming to you. And now, all things being even, when I looked at the stats, I look at his attempts for the year, and I look at targets for each receiver. And I do my math trick where I'm dividing how many targets divided by your attempts and coming up with a percentage. Usually the guys at or around or over 20%, those are your go-to guys. I'd even like to go further in the weeds, in which I have found an app that breaks down third downs for me so I can really see who you depend on. And everything tells me number 88 is his dude. He looking for 88. He always looking for 88. Now we got a quarterback sneak coming up, I guess, because it's 4th and 1. We need a yard, and they get it. And offensive coordinators, as well as quarterbacks, as well as all of us, are creatures of habit, right? If there's a 4th and 1, I'm gonna ask y'all this right now in the chat. I'm gonna ask y'all if there's a 4th and 1, you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. What play they running? Drop it in the chat right now. It's really how it's done. 4th and 1, right? 4th and 1. Y'all probably can tell me the set. They might go 2 tight ends, and a fullback, and a line. They go with 22 personnel. What play they running? Go ahead, drop it in the chat. K. Dotton. WhatsApp isn't walking through that door. Look at Callie. Oh, I ain't messing with you, Callie. Let me pull my other screen in here. There's number 7 again. He's got some boy. He got a little shake with him, y'all. He got a little shake with him. Let's look at him. Slow him down. That's what I'm talking about. This is pure running back instinct. They're coming out of a pistol, which is more advantageous on the pistol versus that Aggie, where they're right beside him. He needs to be. Look, how deep is he? He's 7 yards. A running back is designed to be 7 yards, not 5 yards. Not 5. He's designed to be 7. He feels comfortable at 7. At 5, it's like, okay, I'm the running back. I'll run, but I like to be at 7 because I can see. And he gives it to him right at about, I think this is 5.5. This gives him a vector of vision. And he can see what he wants to do. He can see. Now, does his feet match up to his sight? All right. Cut. See, I slow through it and fast through it. He came over here, then he's up in the hole. He's up in the hole. Meanwhile, you got 6'7" on linebackers. 24's over here like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And they've walled off everybody on this side, gave him a clear hole. Foot in the ground. And he becomes a heavy-legged waist bender. His head is above his skis. And when your center of gravity is back here and you've leaned over forward and committed, all you get is the, oh no. See, you got the oh no on there. Oh no. Oh no. I missed. And then he cutting back on him. This kid, Bucky Irvin, he's all right. I like Bucky Irvin. He's cool. You know what he's doing. We got to wrap him up early, y'all. This is down the line real time. Woo, woo. And how sick was that Saquon Barkley backwards hurdle? Anybody see that? That was nice. Tush push. There you go. Exactly, Papa J. That's what's coming there. Tush push. If it's 4-1, you dealing with them Eagles, get ready for the tush push. And this is how it's broken down. They go 87, kicking out. Empty set. I love to see where you go empty set. Your line of gains up here. You're empty. Nobody around. Where you going to go? This is your obvious check down because the flat's always there. But you see how they're playing deep? Birds on a string. Birds on a wire. They're keeping it in front of them, and they're going to rally. And there it is. Baker will take the check down knowing daggone well he need to get out here to the 24. I think that's the 24. Yeah, that's 24. But, hey, they open right here. You need to get beyond the 24. You got to run beyond the 24 and do a comeback. Or you need to have a a man beater of some sort. But Baker would take that check down, man. Take that check down all day. And he likes his percentage. I can't blame him. You can't go broke taking the profit. It looks good on the stat sheet. All right, we got the line again. It's still the 24. Look at that. And he gets it off tackle. Got a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Split backs. Looking, finding. Nice little piece of running. That's number 7 again. He's got a little bit of power to be 6 foot, I think 5'11", 190. He's a little bit of a get down and get it. Single back set, we call that an ace motion. It's their motion. I think this is number 15, Sterling Shepard. Now, this was my breakdown prior to them playing Kansas City. And Sterling Shepard did play an intricate role in that against Kansas City. So we got to pay attention to him. He's a deep threat. Look at number one. Number one on that's right here. He all right. He all right. He all right. He just running the back of people. Number 7 runs for 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry means if I give it to him twice, he can get a first down. Number 1 is under that with like a 3. So look at him. It's getting towards the second down on a rollout. Who's he looking for? Number 88. Little bootleg action. Looking for 88. Where 88 at? That's my dude. That's my dude. I got to have 88. I got to have 88. He's always looking for 88. So before this play even gets started, we find out where number 88 is because we're down here in the red zone. We're at the 5. It's giving pivotal. I need it. I need my dude. Where'd you go? 88. He's looking for 88. Now, they say a quarterback's best friend is a big tight end because you can find that thing. That's a little Texas route he ran. It's a nice little route. And I ain't mad at that. And I'm not mad at the fact that I saw I had a pause. Callie Young, what I say? I'm not mad at the fact that during this bye week, I saw that Brock went up to Wyoming with George Kittle. I think they probably took the wives or whatever, but I seen them out there golfing. I seen a picture. Get a working relationship. Get a closeness between yourself and your tight end. Every great quarterback has to have that bailout, that tight end. Troy had Novacek. Joe had Brent Jones and Russ Francis. Peyton Manning used to have a guy named Dallas Clark. Tom Brady had Gronkowski. You gotta have you gotta feel good, feel comfortable, and know that 6'5", 230, 245, and he's gonna be around. He's gonna be if don't nothing else flash, I'm gonna see this big guy on a Texas route. You see him start out here and come back here. and we're looking for that big 8-8. Now, what we know about it, we have to anticipate that linebacker who's going to be the Mike. You can't just sell all the way out, but have it in your mind. He's looking for 88. He's looking for 88, and lean towards it. A little later on and down, he just missed this one. And that's the kid Sterling Shepard. I got a cousin named Sterling. Ellison might know it. Lloyd's, I think it's Lloyd's son, or maybe he's our cousin some kind of way. Sterling used to live up in off 54. I love the name Sterling. And what I don't want to happen is they put themselves together and have a all world day for us. So we got to be very cognizant of Sterling Shepard. I think he's got the goods to do some things, so we got to be cognizant of him. This is them punting. Okay, we're going to. They're coming out of a dice with motion. I think this is Sterling. He's usually the motion man. And 7 yards deep is our boy number 7. See, he got some. For him to get back to about the line of scrimmage was great on that because it was incredible penetration. We can look at it on this end here. And I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to go to the defense in a minute. Look at 62. He just beat early. Break that down. Okay. Look at 60. What's 62 doing? Look at what is 62 doing? How you man all the way in the backfield? You all the way in the backfield. It was just a jailbreak. And Atlanta just saw it coming, man. I guess. It's like a first down play. This is true, Papa J. Papa J says, I don't think Dan Marino had a notable tight end. He had, I want to say, if you go back, he had a cat named Jimmy Cephalo. Look up Jimmy Cephalo. And man, let me pause for the cause. I want to be real clear, y'all. I know Patrick Mahomes is tearing this league up. And he is the GOAT, greatest of this era. But I gotta be honest with you, man. And y'all gonna debate me until the cows come home. Dan Marino, in his second year, Dan Marino threw 50. I know it was 50 touchdowns. I know it was. Dan Marino can throw a ball behind his back, whipping it 50 yards. Dan Marino was something. He had that. He was big. He's 6'5" with that curly hair. Dan Marino was it. And we played them in the Super Bowl in 84. I was 14 years old. It was a home game for the San Francisco 49ers because we played at Stanford Stadium. It was in San Francisco. Or for those of y'all who are in San Francisco, the Bay Area. Stanford it's Northern California. It's near San Francisco. Marino was the truth. So when everybody's coming to me saying, "Hey, we ain't never seen nothing like this before," with Patrick Mahomes this and Patrick Mahomes get his ass whooped like everybody else. I seen us take Dan Marino candy. Dan Marino was supposed to. Dan Marino is what you use to show young men how to throw a football. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Dan Marino is a ruler. He's what you measure the aesthetic position of throwing a football at. He really was that. We hadn't seen none like this. Is 1983, 84. Dan Marino was putting up the same numbers Patrick Mahomes was putting up, but y'all keep telling me that you just can't beat Patrick. We went out there in 84 and whooped Dan Marino ass. I was there. So I I have pause, I have reservations. When you telling me that this guy just can't be beat. Because Dan Marino was that 20, 40 years ago for me. It's 24, right? We played him in 84. We played them in Stanford Stadium. Go back in your times of devotion, in your times of intimacy, in your times of study. Please go back and look at America's game, the 1984 San Francisco 49ers. They're interviewing Dwight Hicks and Ronnie Lott, and I think I think Joe Montana. It might have been an offensive lineman. They always interview in three, uh, talking about the year that you won the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you, Ray Rhodes was the defensive coordinator, or at least the secondary coach. I'm pretty sure he was defensive coordinator. We just didn't take no sugar honey iced tea off of no quarterback. We manned up, and Dwayne Board and them boys was coming downhill looking for Dan Marino. So don't just tell me they got him, so we gonna lose. That it just puts a sour taste in my mouth, man. It's like pause on that. It just we I can't accept that because I know what I've seen. I know what we've done. I know what you can do with one quarterback. You can. The New York Giants used to do it to us. Phil Simms was not nearly. Phil Simms was not the quarterback that Joe Montana was. Jeff Hostetler was not the quarterback that Joe Montana was. But they got the chip. Don't tell me that you just before the game is even played, Patrick Mahomes just that monster. He go do this and he go do. No, no, that's not how it works. It don't have to work like that. You defeated before you even come into the stadium because the great Sun Tzu wrote, battles are won before they're even fought. That's just a nickel's worth of wisdom for me. For me, I just you're gonna have to trust me. You just gonna have to trust me. All right, we got Baker Mayfield from the end zone. He's probably changing the play there. And they got a pretty nice offensive line. Like I said, you got Tristan Wirfs, motion with Shepard, and immediately they're out. You know it's zone read. You just know it's zone read. These guys are a little high too. Look at them. They're showing numbers, showing numbers, showing numbers. They're way high. This looks like it could be a pass, but he sticks it in the gut. And there you go. 97's penetrated. He's meeting him in the backfield. He's like climax. For those of you a certain age, man, Climax used to have a song called "I Got a Meeting in the Ladies' Room." I'll be back real soon. Uh oh, uh oh. Let's see why this happened. They're pointing out the protection. We got once you call it the zone read, the zone read rules apply. Okay, number 90. The strength is here. He's in a 2. I know. The strength is to this side. So he should be in a 3. He should technically be out here, but he's on the outside shoulder of the number 2 man, which is okay, I guess. All right, you got motion. Now the center has called the protection. You know daggone well where you got to get to. You got to stretch that thing and get to his outside lapel with your face, your fist, and your feet. But it's got to be Malik Collins. He already done beat him. He didn't put his look where his face is. His face is on the back of his jersey. Look where his fists are. He ain't got no fists. He got open hands. The best you can do is tackle him. And that ain't happening. He's so beat. He's beat. 97 in there. Like Climax. He ain't make the tackle, but once you bubble him, you know, as Dr. Dre would say, my home is coming like the God, boys. Bodies being found on Greenleaf with the heads cut off. I'm Dre. So listen to the play-by-play, day by day, rolling in my phone with 16 switches. All right. Moving along. I am pressed for time. All right, let's jump on to the defensive side of the ball. Let's check them out defensively. Let's check them out. Like a Baker Mayfield, who's he throwing to? Number 88. I'm telling you, this guy's going to be very pivotal. Cade Otton. Down in the goal line, he's looking for his guy. Look at the helmet. He's looking right over there. He's not manipulating. He's not going to shift off. Look that now. Good quarterbacks, you know what they do? They look over here first to create space. And Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback. I'm not going to take nothing away from Baker Mayfield. He trying to get this out of his hands quick. He ain't trying to see a Nick Bosa coming downhill. He ain't trying to see I was gonna say Javon Hargrave, but prayers that he gets, healed quickly. He don't want to see Yatir Gross Matos coming downhill. He trying to get this out of his hands. And where's he looking? He looking at his boy, who's on the ground, gonna make a catch. Looking at his boy. I'm telling you, I already know what he's gonna do. All right, this is them on defense. They red dog a little bit. Now, we're gonna talk about zone read. I want y'all to check out number 90. for me real quick. Number 90, 90. I'm gonna look up his name after y'all look at him for a little bit. I'm gonna slow mo him. Y'all tell me, y'all tell me we can't get yards off of this. It's there for the taking. It's there for the taking. It's all in what you're gonna do with it. Man, he bleed just like we. I'm looking at you, Silverado Cave. Let me see what you said. Marino wasn't mobile though. Mahomes' game, in my opinion, is similar to Elway. Elway was just Elway was sick with it. Elway was taking teams that didn't even belong in the Super Bowl to the Super Bowl. Elway also had a baseball background similar to Mahomes. Silverado Kid, man, he bleed just like we all do. He can be had. Just have to be sound, play clean, hit them often, and don't make mistakes. Well, minimal mistakes, easier said than done, but he can for sure be had. My brother, you know, we 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 here, we here, we here. Thank you, Silverado. Shout out Silverado, Kev. It can be. It gotta be done. We can't just accept he he's unbeatable. I can't take that. I can't take that. I can't take. No. Uh, I can't take that. Anyway, looking at some of these defensive linemen, you see Vita Vea. Vita Vea don't want to play no. Vita Vea don't want to go out. He don't want that stretch, man. Look at Vita Vea. Check out number 50, who's great. And if you run at him, you in trouble. Look at Vita Vea. Vita Vea is like, he pulling his jersey down and stuff. He's like, oh man, I ain't for all of this. Hands on the hips. Hands on your hips. Hands on your hips. See, you run straight at him. Now you boxing on your knees with a midget. Don't go just straight at him. That's what they pay him for. He gets stout and you just can't move him. That's how you're supposed to be. One man cannot block me, two men cannot move me. That's what the line of scrimmage is. Look how he holds it. Slowing it up. He ain't getting him off there. You ain't getting him off there. You right where he want to be. With the straight run right at him? No, dude. No. Make big boy stretch a little bit. Make him run a little bit because he creates piles of ineptitude. I'm sure Cal's watching. They say they don't, but every time I look, some of my stuff is coming on some people's networks. Just saying. It's cool though. It's here for everybody. Jesus will give me more. It could be Vita Vea say, hey, give me a blow, man. Give me a blow. And number 90 here. Just check their efforts out. He's like, I don't feel like doing much. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. And what I really would like to see us go up tempo and keep the personnel out there and not let them substitute. Because as you notice from behind or notice from the play previous, Vita Vea ain't out there. He needed a blow. So once he vacates, oh, you really can play. Look at 90. He makes that play. That's all right. That's all right play there. but just be methodical. My keys to winning were minimize the dumb penalties and mistakes. Look at them on the pass rush. That go number 24. That's why he done made number one because he was beat. Look look at your boys on the pass rush. Check 95 out. Check 90 out. Check 99 out. Look at them. They don't blitz very much either. I got them at 38% for the year on blitzes. Good and blitz. Look, clean pocket. Let me give another a white clean pocket. Let me get some black out there. Clean pocket. Go ahead and launch that bad boy. Great play by 2-4. And that's why he makes the big bucks. But 2-4 ain't good. 2-4 just can cover one. And shout out, Jawan Jennings is coming back too. God almighty, that's pretty. That's Kirk Cousins putting that thing, firing that thing in there. And this is our bread and butter right here. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is our wheelhouse here. Let me break that thing down. Let me get to it. Pause it. Well, we got Dice because the inside man is up. 2 receivers. Dice. So we usually it lends itself to a long route here. And with them being inside the numbers, probably a cut in here somewhere, right? Or we're looking at some type of inside cut, maybe a fake here and coming in here. Let's see what we got. He's straight down, straight down, straight down, beyond the linebackers. All right, that's good. This ball is already out. This ball is already out, hitting in the seam. Hitting in the seam. This is where we can make our money. And the line of scrimmage was right here. The line to gain was up here. And it's supposed to be middle field close, but with a decent quarterback who's looking to get it in there, this is George Kittle here. Man, if you get it in here, it can be 88 out the gate. Let's see what's going to happen. Make one man miss. Off to the little stiff arm action there. Tight end off to the races. That's Kittle. That's Kittle. Man, I like how Winfield didn't give up on it. That's close. That's close, ladies and gentlemen. That is a heady damn play. That is real close. Let's play this thing out. Go to 100%. That was real close. Did he cross the goal? Look at him holding the ball. Look at this guy, man. And I was so excited for this kid coming out. This is what's that tight end's name? It escapes me. Number 8. He came out the same time. I want to say Trey Lance came out and never quite materialized. Look at him, man. Look how he holding the ball. See, this did God doggone problem. Look at him. Hot dogging. He's not in the end zone. That's supposed to be a touchback. He didn't cross the plane. Look at Winfield giving it up. Man, that's pretty. They gave it to him. That was not a touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown. Because this guy's hot dogging it, man. See, that's them dumb mistakes. Cross the goal line. I seen Deshaun Jackson do that one time. I don't know why they hold that ball. Like, stop trying to be too cool for school. Get into the end zone, boy. It's selling out on this one. This is a blitz. And if you can beat that blitz, woo, big gains. If you would have beat him, boy. It was over. It was over now. You can warm up, Lufa. It's over now. You and me, baby. Over now. Look at that hole. Nice. So there will be opportunities. There will be opportunities. We just have to stay out of bad situations, man. Good Lord, ain't nobody block nobody. Yeah, 95 look good. Ain't nobody block you. Look what happened here. What in the world? Oh, Brindle, don't do this. Look where his face is. Again, it's face, your fists, and are you moving your feet? All right. Look where it's, man. If your face on the back of somebody's jersey, I don't know what you trying to give him a hickey. Jesus. Get your quarterback here. All right. That concludes this portion of the exercise there. And like I said, my prediction for this bad boy, I think the Purdy 30 is in effect. I'm calling it 30-24. 30-24 49ers. It's a detriment that we're playing at a 1:00 start on the East Coast, but which is really 10:00 to our guys' clock. Maybe they'll get there. I think they're flying. I hope they're flying Friday. Go ahead and fly Friday. Walk through at the ballroom or whatever you got to do. Kyle Pitts, that's his name. Kyle Pitts. Thanks, guys. Kyle Pitts. He was supposed to be. I'm sure they were looking at him like the next this, right? But he out there hot dogging, man. Just stop all that hot dogging. Just play ball, dude. Play ball. Get the ball in the end zone. I'm all about a well-placed celebration as well. Hitting an electric slide, doing the Dougie. I got them all ready too, but we got to handle business first. Don't be out there trying to hot dog with the ball, and because that's just a nickel's worth of advice, sage advice. Remember, we talked about too cool for school. That spits. Ellison just. Yes, Ellison. Yes, sir. Yeah, we did talk about that. Too cool for school. And it's usually us, man. It's always us. And what I mean, not to alienate any of my brethren out there, because for me, it's all about the spirit, but we've got color coded issues. We have a habit, black folks, of not just doing the job, but we need the style points. We needed to look like it was easy for us. And that can give a bad perception, as well as not give you the win like you're supposed to have. Don't hot dog it before the job is done. You can celebrate as much as the next guy, but I'm talking to you as a Miami Hurricane fan. But you got to get the job done first. You got to get the job done first. Don't act like, oh, it won't nothing for me, this and that. Dude, we can't play until the ball has crossed the Rubicon. The ball has crossed the plane. You can't play unless you've made your block convincingly. You can't play until the echoes of the whistle. Make sure the ball goes in the cup before you know, and some can get away with it. If you're a Steph Curry, yeah, you can shoot that thing because from the release of that ball, when it's good because you done put in that work. If you put in that work to a degree that beyond that's fine. Okay, you that dude, and you got the rings and the hardware, the cachet, they're all pros to do that. But dude, I remember I had oh man, I ain't want to go there. I ain't gonna dog the young man, but me being a Laker fan, I had a young man who shot a three and turned around to the crowd and was like, "Hey, yeah, looking at man, that thing clanked out quick, fast, in a hurry." Y'all know who I'm talking about, but that's what you can't have. That's what you can't have. Uh, that's a nickel's worth of sage advice. In any event, like I said, I put down 30-24. We should have it by 6 points. We're favored by 6, and I think the over under is going to be 50. So I'm a little bit more on the 54 side. I'm pushing it a bit, but we can get this win. We just want to be crisp and clean for 4 quarters. I'll end with this. On a lot of relationship advice, I get ladies that come up to me and said, they say, you're your men's leader at your church and stuff like that. How can I find a good man? What do I want a good man? Where the good men at? Where the good men? And you'll ask them, or they'll be in the singles ministry, and they'll say, what are you looking for in a man? And they will have this long list to include 6 figures, a 6-pack. He's at least 6 feet tall, and he looked like Denzel or Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan or stuff like that. And he would be nice to me and little Larry and this and this and that and all of that. And as a wonderful man of God up in Alexandria, Virginia, Howard John Wesley, if you get a chance, check out this great man of God. And he has something called Kaya, Caya, which is come as you are. Very successful church up in Alexandria. I've been following them for a number of years. And what he did was he said, y'all lists are so long for everything a man's got to have. Let's do this. Let's take what's called the antithetical, right? And say, give me a list of what you will not accept. Because that's probably closer. Give me a list of what you will absolutely not accept. Well, him beating me, cheating on me, and just being nasty. Okay, now you've opened your market for a plethora of good men versus you cutting everything down to fit this bill of insurmountable odds of 20 to 30 things that you want in a man. I say that to say this. If we want wins, if we want to put away teams, it's not all about the plethora of things that we have to do to get the win. Well, Kyle got to do this. So and so got to do that. I want this. I want to see it done like this. I want to see it done like. Tell me what you absolutely won't accept. Penalties, turnovers, missed assignments, hot dogging it. Do not do those four things, and you're going to have, I promise you, at least 65 to 80% success. Give me what you're not gonna accept. Play calls that, I'm turning around and getting mad at Kyle because the play calls are too elaborate at first down. But it's elaborate like that because Bonehead done jumped off sides who know the count. Because that's the last thing you say. Scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 372 Y6E spot on two. Ready? The last thing you repeat before you say ready, break is the dang on snap count. What do? False start. Number so and so and so and so. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down. And now you back there. Now Kyle got to come up with. We had a 1st and 10. To win first down, all you need is 3.5 yards or 3.5 yards, as the case may be. Now I'm at 1st and 15. To win net, I need 7 yards. To get to 7 yards, I got to look at this smorgasbord of plays and try to come up with my 1st and 15s, which nobody's got. Ain't nobody got them plays. And if you do, it's something so predictable or so elaborate. You're like, why are you running that on first down? Well, the bank head bounce done put me on this, or so-and-so done put me on this, or what I would absolutely not accept putting it on the ground, penalties, picks. Those how you lose the game quick. You can't win a game in the first quarter. You can lose it though. You can lose it. All right. That's what we need to fixate and focus on. Chuck Noll said it best, man. I'm not asking for the extraordinary. I'm just asking that you do the ordinary really well. Just do the ordinary really well. Be that dude. Callion says, don't forget lack of effective or lack of effort, maybe. There it is. Amen. I got you. I got you. Feel it in the spirit. I wrote a book. Get this in the spirit. We just need to do the ordinary really, really well and stay away from the booty mistakes, man. Stay away from the cheeks mistakes. Elbows in. It's all about the elbows, man. It's all about the elbows. Where you put your face and your feet, where you put your fists. Keep your elbows in. Stop. What is this? You don't block like this. Don't let the elbows should be closer, tighter to your body, inside the frame. Let's stay away from the holes, man. Emphasize just the fundamentals of not making huge mistakes. I am so over. This is supposed to be an hour-long show. But I love y'all. You know how I do. 2 hours and 31 minutes. Thank y'all all for coming out. I appreciated this Veterans Day weekend. Shout out your veterans wherever they are, man. Tell them thank you for your service. Thank you for upholding the Constitution of the United States against enemies, both foreign and domestic. I'll be at Fort Liberty tonight because I gotta work. Fundamentals. Tell them, man. Tell Silverado, you know where we at. You know what it is. Papa J said, can't win with them. Can't have it. Shout out Mike Singletary out this piece. That's it. Let's get this run going. Let's start this thing off right. Because the 49ers in the house tonight. We'll get busy on Sunday. Don't make dumb mistakes. 2 hands through the ball. Don't hot dog it. Don't want to show everybody all your moves. I don't care about your album whenever it dropped. I don't care about you blocking whoever you shot. Don't do all that stuff. Let's just be fundamentally sound. Let's just play clean ball, man. Clean ball. That's where it is. Pause on that. Clean. I ain't say balls. I said clean ball. Yes, I got the PTO approved. Go ahead, my man. Got that PTO approved for Monday. All right. I see you. Got my eye on you. I will be where am I going to be? I'll be around for your latest and greatest and breaking news for everything San Francisco, the injury report and stuff like that. I'm going to be off this weekend. I think D's going to be out of town, so I'm just going to be footballing it, man. Probably hang out with the boys, David McNiner and the boys on Friday night. I'm going to try to stop through. Don't get on me if I'm tired. I have to work for a living. I got to go get some rest right now. Got some deals I'm working on as we speak, man. And remember, everybody, we walk by faith and not by sight. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank y'all all for coming out. God bless you.